Hello and welcome to the second video in my series of videos showing the upgrades required to take my car from Caterham Academy specification all the way up to Caterham Graduates Sigma 135 spec. Now today it's an easy one on my part because I simply take my car to Caterham South where they complete the engine upgrade which consists of an ECU flash and different spark plugs, and this takes the car from 125 horsepower up to 135. At the end of the video you'll get my first impressions of what the extra 10 horsepower feels like out on the road. In between the two we'll take a look around some of the interesting cars at Caterham South. It was an early start as I jumped in the car on my way to Caterham South, but let's join me as I arrive at the showroom. Hello and welcome to Caterham South. I'm here today in Crawley. My car is in the workshop next door receiving its engine upgrade to take it up to 135 brake horse. And whilst that's being done, I thought we'd have a quick look around the showroom. And I'm going to start off right outside here with this 310R beside me. It's their press car at the moment. And I've just seen a review out this week by another vlogger, and he's done an exceptional road test of this very car, and I'm going to pop a link in the description below to that. Do check it out. Anyway, let's get inside and have a look. First of all, to note is the COVID safety restrictions that we're all very familiar with. When you step inside, there's always some really good cars to look at in the entrance. This is Lego Cat. It's a 620R display vehicle. You will have seen this at places like the Festival of Speed, going up the hill, doing demonstrations all over the place. An absolute beast. Used to be blue, and then when the Lego Caterham came out, initially it received a yellow wrap, and then later on it got resprayed in the yellow to match the model there. The R500, and a piece of heritage there. Caterham, of course, having its very own Formula One team. Love these little cars. This one had the 660cc Suzuki engine. It was the essentially the 160, and it was there to celebrate the 60th year of Caterham. There's so much to see in this showroom. This is the 160 with the Suzuki 660cc engine, but cut away literally down the middle. So here we can see this is the fuel tank and the fuel pump unit in there. This particular car has a live rear axle, but the chassis, other than that, is very similar, if not the same, essentially to what we'd have in all the other Caterhams. The strength of the chassis is the combination of the square section and the triangulated tube sections. And that's what gives it its integrity. Another piece of heritage here. Now you've seen one of these in one of my previous vlogs at Boss Racing, and here's another. These are one of the Caterham Go-Karts, and if I remember rightly they were going to be doing a whole series of this. A certain number of Go-Karts were made. I don't believe the actual series ever got off of the ground. So as we head down this lineup of cars, there's one car in particular I would really like to pick out, and it's this 620S. And the reason? This used to be my car. Absolutely stunning car. I ordered it up with these carbon stripes, black pinstripe. Inside it's got the GT style seats, and then all of the carbon you could dream of. So the carbon inside skins, the carbon dash with the switches, carbon tunnel top, the carbon on the rear. Absolutely stunning car. Sat here in hyper green. So I'd done 2,800 miles in this car from new. It was new in 2019. So up in the corner here, I'm not entirely sure what this could be. We've got a car under a cover. It seems to be towering over the rest. Of course, it's the off-roader from the latest Grand Tour. Okay, here's something of interest. SP300Rs, built as the ultimate track day Caterham. And this was the very first one built for a motor show. Believe it or not, that's made of wood. Just a display car. But this is one of their track cars. They still use this on track from time to time. Stunning car. The Aero 7 concept car, and it got no further than this. And then this clay mock-up went on to become the Alpine. Initially a project between Renault and Caterham. At this point, you can see the C120, its badge there. And then they parted ways, and Renault continued to develop the car. Stunning car. And then down this lineup, there's another car I'd like to pick out. And it's a car that was built by one of my friends and one of the academists of 2020. This car here, built by a great pal of mine, Todd, terrific engineer. I can promise you that car is built to perfection. I believe somebody else owned it for just a few weeks. Todd only completed 2 races in the car, completely untouched. Only a handful of miles on it. 322 miles on the clock. This would make somebody a wonderful track car, or equally, if you've watched my latest video, a terrific road car as well. I'll pop a link to that one in the description below as well. Another car of interest here, this one was the Piston Heads car. You'll have seen I've got a picture drawn by Pop Band Colour. Well, this one was drawn by Ian back in this very showroom some time ago. This is the Lego Cat car, and as I said, used to be blue. This is the newest in the Caterham lineup, the Super 7 1600, and this is just retro heaven. And there are just so many nods to the heritage here with the clamshelled style front wings. You've got the retro grille. The colour lineup they've got on offer is fantastic. The interiors are just exquisite. I've never seen an interior better in a Caterham. The painted mini light alloys and just all the little touches, the chrome, everything perhaps what a Caterham should be. And then to top it off, they've put this car on throttle bodies. And I'm told that it's the noise that comes from that induction and the exhaust, which is just the absolute party piece of this car. So this one here is based on the S3 chassis. And this one here is on the SV chassis, the wider chassis. The one thing I would say, you kind of feel as though you'd want the extra comfort. With the S3 though, you get the throttle body air filters poking out the side. Wonderful leather seats with a choice of colours. And then the gaiters there, finished in the same leather trim, and the dash. Smith's gauges there, and the Melita wood trim wheel. Beautiful cream leather in this one. Again with the chrome Smith's gauges, wood trim steering wheel. Stunning. I really do hope Caterham let me drive one of these so I can bring you a review of these one day. Love a go on one of these. So I've just had the engine upgrade done. Let's just see if it's made any difference. I know there's a little bit of dual carriageway right ahead, and hopefully we'll have a little bit of space. Let's open her up and see how different it feels. So I've not been able to open it up, but I can feel that there's a bit more torque wanting to get going. Got a bit of dual carriageway coming up. Let's see. Oh yeah, really nice. I can feel there's a bit more grunt, a bit more torque as well as the top end. and I changed up before I needed to. I've had a few extra 100 revs added on to the rev limiter. So got another bit of straight coming up in a minute. We'll see if we can hit that limiter. Now I'm up to the speed limit. Oh, and there's the extra revs! There's the extra revs on, we're up to speed. Oh yeah, that's great. It's the extra few revs at the end I'm used to changing up, hitting the rev limiter, and it carries on. On the road I don't think it makes a huge difference, but on the track I know it's going to give me that extra punch where it's been like hanging back a little bit. It's going to just give that extra bit. With the windscreen removed as well, this is going to be quite an upgrade. We'll have another little go, see if we can get into that rev limiter. Here we go. There it is. There's the rev limiter. Up another 500 revs, I think it is. So there's my next upgrade done on my pathway towards Graduates Sigma 135. This has been an easy one for me to do, apart from enjoying my drive to Caterham South and parting with 235 quid, the rest was done for me. But what a transformation this has made. Please join me for the rest of this journey of upgrades. If you've not done so already, hit the subscribe button. Please give the video a thumbs up, and I really look forward to seeing you again soon. Thanks for listening, and thank you for watching.